For me, do you know what I'm gonna say? Do I bet with my heart or my head? Do I give my prediction with my
Always
heart or
bet
my
with your
head?
head, mate. Always.
Okay, my head says 2-0. My
Yep.
heart says 2-1 to Fnatic. Because I do want that third map. By the way, the maps are, I've wrote that down. Mirage, as chosen by Mousesports, is going to be the first, of course. And then, well, Fnatic chose Cash, which is fairly interesting. And then the third is going to be Dust 2. So actually, I mean, thinking about that, if it goes to a third map, Mousesports on Dust 2? There's a question there.
There is, definitely. They are known for their crazy strong Dust 2 play. We did see it previously this evening as well, Jono, where they did knock London Conspiracy out of the tournament. And yeah, if it gets to the third map, I'd definitely say they've got a fair chance. But my concern is that Fnatic will have it wrapped up well before then.
Yeah, okay. It's absolutely fair. So that's kind of our predictions in a nutshell. Fnatic, the overwhelming favourites here, and that is affirmed by the odds on CS:GO Lounge. It's actually 71% of you voting in favour of the Swedish team here. So this is the ninth round. This is going to decide the teams to start on, and with it being a CT-sided map, good start. Look at that tag team. Oh, they're looking good actually, Fnatic. So they're probably going to be starting on the CT side, as I said. It's like it's a 9-6, 8-7 sort of map, very even, probably the most even in the whole pool. So that can certainly throw up some interesting matches. My concern is that Mousesports do not get off the blocks quick enough, and Fnatic just, you know, go ahead with an overwhelming lead on the CT side. But actually, I've just had a really quick thought, and I know we're going live here, but I'll just say it really quickly. Fnatic are notoriously slow starters. In this tournament especially, they've started very slowly in every series. But nevertheless, we are live. This is it, people. This is the grand final of the Hitbox CS Arena Championship. We are into the first map. This is the first round, so a big, big welcome. I hope you're as excited as me and Metas here. Metas, why don't you take us away with this first round?
It's all came down to this, Jono. You know, all the proceedings, all of the blood, sweat, and tears come to this game between Fnatic and Mousesports. Olaf Meister's going to open things up. Chris J comes straight back, and as you say, Fnatic, they are notorious, especially in this tournament, for being slow starters. So it's all on Mousesports to capitalise on that, to find the chinks in the armour, and to exploit them as much as they can. The frags are going backwards and forwards. Legia, all that remains, he dropped a 30 bomb, if you remember, on Cash previously, but he's going to have to go monumentally massive, and he's not able to do so. Pronax does secure the round. They'll get the defuse. It's going to be 1-0 to Fnatic.
It is indeed. So the Germans not able to get that dream start, not able to get eco, and possibly the following rounds, of course, would be the anti-eco. So not an ideal start from them, and the key word for me was the afterplant positions, because afterplant being the word, not positions, because Mousesports played that very aggressively in CT. They pushed through, and of course the USPS is a lot stronger at long range than the Glock, and the battle that kind of took place in CT was long range, so bit of a misplay, but Chris J with the scout is going to take down his opposite number in JW. I think he also had the scout, Chris J, coming out on top. Let's see if Mousesports can answer back here, mate. Let's see if they can get that magical second round win.
It would be massive for them if they could pull this one off. It would certainly take the wind out the sails of the Swedes. But it's still going to be difficult to do because Chris J has been heavily tagged. They got 3 CZs and the 1 Galil on top of that. So stacking around B-apps. Pronax is there. He's actually starting to snake his way forward and he needs to be careful. If he overextends, he could find himself taken out. There's Crims, though, locking it down. And there's Pronax. He does get taken out afterwards, though. So already a good eco round from Mousesports. They've taken 2 weapons away. And they should be getting this bomb planted as well any second now. Great round for them. Worst player is Flusher, by the way. Should mention that. And he is in the kitchen, looking out towards the site itself. Olaf Meister has picked up 1, picks up 2. And this round is starting to crumble right now for Mousesports, or is it? Alu's got himself 2. Just one-on-one situation. Both players have 26 HP on the button. The bomb is ticking down. Alu could have very well secured this round for his team. No, he's been picked up. Is there enough time to defuse? I'm not so sure. 10 seconds. This is going to be a close one. I think he's just about got it, though. He does have it.
Wow.
Oh,
wow,
man.
that was millisecond stuff. If Alu had just stayed alive, just danced around that pole, a little bit longer, he would have won that round, but he did fantastically nonetheless, getting those 2 frags. And in terms of the round there, from Mousesports, of course, having just pistols, what a brilliant round from them. They got it into a 1-on-1, so yes, they didn't pick up the round, but they can keep their heads high. If they carry on like that on eco rounds, then they'll just be fine. But they have actually gone for the early buy here. Flusher's going to take point on short. And let me tell you right now, Flusher on short on Mirage is seriously good, honestly. He's played this position from the very early days of Fnatic, and he plays it masterfully. And look at this, very, very strong CT hold from Fnatic in this mid area. Thompson's only got a scout, and he's probably got a death wish because he's challenging all 4 members here in the middle. Just a matter of time. And a good grenade is going to sail in. That's Olofmeister coming true once again, who has had a phenomenal start, by the way, in this map. And Olofmeister, definitely a player to watch out for.
Yeah, definitely. Well, Mirage was Mousesports' choice of map, and so far not been going great for them. Early days though, Jono. We say this plenty of times, and Counter-Strike can go right down to the end. And even if a team does have 4 or 5 round advantage, can quickly turn back around. That momentum, that fulcrum and the seesaw can go up and down. Either way though, it's going to be another eco round from Mousesports. Picked up themselves 4 CZs, and they're going to have to make each and every one of them count if they want to try and get this bomb down and win the round. Alu and KZY are trying to pull the old switcheroo over the eyes of the Fnatic guys, and they are both in the palace. So can Tabson, can Legia, and also Chris J make some plays? That is the question. 1 minute 5 to go, Jono, and it's looking like they could actually find themselves on the receiving end of a bit of a battering here.
Possibly. I mean, JW is up in aggressive on apartments. He's taking point, as it were, getting the information. So if they can take him down and get the entrance onto the B bomb site, that will be a successful fake, and that should incur the rotates. And obviously, plan being, get the bomb down on A. You see the 2 members lying in wait there. That's essentially what they're trying to do. They're trying to fake the B bomb site and then push the A. KZY should not be showing so early on. He's done that a bit early for me. So he's going to be dropped. I don't even know why he did that, quite honestly. The fake is now almost useless. So they see the members in B there, but as they saw KZY in the apps, they'll probably be inclined to keep 1 member on A, and in fact that's what they're doing. So let's see if it's going to work out nevertheless. There's going to be a 1-on-1 on the A bomb site, which is it's not going to pay off whatsoever. Not 1 frag going their way. Misplay from KZY. I really don't know why he peeked out. He peeked out early there, a bit silly, but yeah, Mousesports are going to be able to buy up, so it's going to be the 5th round, all even in terms of equipment. And Fnatic with a 4-0 start, and JW is keeping that Galil, and they've still got FAMAS, so clearly fairly confident sticking with those guns.
Yeah, FAMAS in the right hands is still incredibly deadly, very potent weapon, so Crims has already made it work for him. Horrendous skin though, gotta say, Colony. For reals, bro.
You're in skins, man, come on.
Well, you know, the purple sandstorm, the Galil.
Oh yeah, I've wrote that down. I'm gonna buy it.
It was lovely. That Colony though, I'm not so keen. Regardless though, we are kicking things off into the 5th round. 4-0 is the scoreline, as you can see at the top. This is the first map. You've not missed any of the other action here for the CS Arena Grand Finale. And Legia is going to find himself biting the dust. JW coming out ahead in that reaction shot in underpass. And again, that's going to give the CT side the all-important advantage. And we know that Fnatic, when they get an advantage, they're like a dog with a bone. They're not going to give it up. And they should convert this with ease. Pronax is going to get the second. Crims comes in with that FAMAS. The aforementioned horrendous Colony skin. And it's down to a 5v2.
Yeah, so skins don't really matter in the end, as if you get the frags. Alu 2 does, so I take down Pronax. And gets the second. Very, very nicely done indeed. A 2-on-3 situation. This is technically doable, as JW is spotted on short. That's going to give away his position, and that's going to allow KZY to get the plant on 3 HP. My god, I held my breath there. Alu was on 6 HP. He might have half a mind to save this one. I mean, he's got the bomb down, so is he going to go for it here? I suppose logic would dictate that he should go for it, but it's not going to be easier. More than likely, he's going to just... Actually, he's going to back on out. I do like that decision. He kind of admits defeat. It was a 3-on-1 scenario. He had 6 HP. They got the bomb plant as an eco round. Was it an eco round? No, it wasn't an eco round. It was a buy round. So actually, not that great from Mousesports. But they did get the bomb planted, as I said. Eco or not, they're still going to give them cash to buy. And that's exactly what they're going to do. And Ali's going to give it up over to Chris J, the Dutch superstar of this team. He was playing fairly well on Dust2 earlier on. So his AWP is going to be into effect through a Mirage again. As Flusher all the way up middle there, just gets 2 for himself, and he's going to be able to back out unchallenged. So really stamping their authority on middle early on here. Fnatic just not giving them any ground.
Yeah, and Tabson, who was always a talisman for his team, always a very influential member, is eerily quiet. 1-6, KZY 1-6 as well. Both of those players have died. Flusher done great work. JW with the AWP. Nice shot. Very nearly gets the second. Pulls up the CZ. But there is Legia, the man that dropped the 30 previously this evening. Still have the player advantage though, do Fnatic. And so far, they've not dropped any rounds when they've had the player advantage. In fact, they've just not dropped any rounds full stop. Legia very nearly out-times Crims. He actually was looking in that position, turned around at the wrong time. Nearly got punished. Chris J and Legia all that remain. Legia does have the bomb. Now going to find Pronax any second. Now he's got 1. He's going to get 2. And 6-0. This is... I was expecting Fnatic to win this map, but I was not expecting it to be this one-sided this early on.
Well, key thing this early on, let's keep the faith that Mousesports are going to gather themselves and hopefully get some rounds on the ball. But Fnatic, don't they just look so strong here? 6-0, as you said, and they just look phenomenally strong, and they just look like a well-oiled machine. As JW does take down Chris J. That's AWP on AWP, but what the hell? Through the box, Chris J flicks through, does get taken out, but he did foot. I think it was Legia, indeed it was. And KZY misses his shot on Crims, and Crims is going to get him through the smoke. That's not ideal. Crims should have gone down there. KZY definitely should have had that frag. Thompson saying nice shot, and my god, was it? But yeah, 6-0, and Mousesports really need to find something here, and a 2-on-3 situation is once again not in their favour, of course. And well, I'm going to look towards Alu to make something happen here. It certainly is one of the players on Mousesports that really can step up and take them into the top echelons of Counter-Strike Go. God, I'm stuck in my old days there. But yeah, this is Go, and it's 6-0, and I think Crims is in kitchen. My X-ray's playing up. I'm getting all excited, but the smoke's going to dissipate, and Crims is on the B bomb site, so they're not going to see each other just yet. 30 seconds on the clock, Menace. They're not leaving themselves much time here.
And look at Olaf Meister's positioning. As soon as he hears noise, he's going to be able to get round the side here. Could very well be getting himself a couple kills. Here we go. He's moving around. He's heard the smoke. The bomb's going to go down. Nike will get the plant. So that's not too terrible, and they got 2 kills. And of course, this is going to be a 7-0 unless Legia can pull off a hell of a clutch. No, grenade lands on his head. He only had 15 HP remaining, and that is going to be the 7-0. So it's all well and good getting bomb plants, but again, it goes back to what we said last night. It's rounds you need, not money.
Yeah, but money will get you rounds, but I mean, when they don't have one single round, money's not even... It doesn't even come into it. But, I mean, Fnatic's bank right now is... It's a bit out of control as well. So Mousesports, they just desperately need to get a round on the board and make sure they convert that into a second round and not get destroyed by the loss of the bonus they will get by picking up the round. So essentially what I'm saying is they need 2 rounds here on the trot to put themselves in the slightest of, you know, a slightly better position, put themselves in contention to making this a more even half. But here comes the push, 3 and 2, simple A split, and I was going to say simple defense as Crims did open up pretty well. Look at that worst player, which is Flusher, proving to us he's not the worst player whatsoever. Pushes with his CZ, gets 2, but that's a very nice play from Ali, aggressively pushing up the stairs area. And Legia is going to be aware there's one at CT, does find that shot. That's a crucial kill. Pronax, sorry, it's not Pronax, it's Flusher, I'm getting confused. Does not get the 1-on-2 there. Nice flick shot. I'm getting a bit worried for Mousesports, but... the 1-on-1 does go their way, and a fine round as well picked up. And now it's exactly what I mentioned. They need to get this second round, otherwise the money will be broke.
So the plot thickens. Mousesports refusing to go down without a fight, refusing to lose so far. Still up 6 round lead, I should say, for Fnatic, and that's going to be pretty significant. AWP shot rings out. Will not be connecting from Olaf Meister. He's going to eat a grenade for his troubles. Only tickles him for 15 HP. Flashes, smokes, a kitchen sink pretty much thrown into mid, but nobody has fallen as of yet. 1 minute 16 on the board, still plenty time to play for. Lecky has picked up first blood in this round. He is going to get taken down in return though from JW. And Pronax He's lurking. He is lurking in Palace, and if Alu's not careful, he is going to find himself knocked 6 foot under. There's JW with his second frag. It looks so good for Mousesports. They've lost another one in the form of Pronax. Tabson is getting heavy tagged up as well. Does get the upper hand on JW, but he is all that remains. And this is the problem that we see so often in Counter-Strike, that when a team wins a round, they're unable to connect the dots and get the momentum rolling down, and then is now going to be the 8-1.
And that's going to be the economy shattered. It's completely in tatters here. Mousesports, I'd recommend just not buying anything, going for a straight out eco. Tabson does have the cash, I suppose, for a CZ. The rest of his team doing the sensible thing, not buying anything. So 8-1 is the scoreline, and you said it. They didn't convert it, and it was very, very important that they did for the money and you know, the confidence, and just to get a few more rounds. 8-1, the 7-round deficit for the Germans here. So they you know, they need to step it up. I said it's a CT-sided map, and Mousesports' CT is their strongest side, but you know, if they don't get a few more rounds on the board, they're just leaving themselves no room for error, as JW, Pronax and Flusher all get a frag. Pronax did drop in the midst of that action, but the hell, the bombs dropped middle. The bomb's down middle, and they've got control of the B bomb site. That's just not acceptable for a professional team to make an error of that caliber, especially in a grand final against Fnatic. What do you think about that, Menace? Do you think they feel the pressure, or what's going on?
Yeah, definitely think there's a case of that. They're not expecting to be 8-1 behind on T's side. And yes, it's CT favours that, but it's one of the closest, I'd say one of the most balanced maps in CSGO right now, as Olaf Meister will pick up that final kill and take it into 9-1. I do agree, though. It's kind of, I wouldn't say unforgivable, but it's
that's matchmaking stuff. Like,
it is. It's a massive mistake, and you don't expect it from players like this.
No, and it dearly cost them. That could have been the bank. And look at this, they got an eco again. Had they got the plant, that would have been $800 for every single member, and they wouldn't have had to worry about faffing around and going in search of the bomb. They would have had basically a retake scenario. So might have been a different story, but Alu opens up, and so does Chris J. So what a fantastic start, and possibly an answer here. JW's going to take point on CT. He's going to find the easy frag on Tabson. Went to sleep a little bit there. KZY shooting his teammate. Bit of a misplay. Sort it out, guys. Come on, get the communication going. JW misses his shot. Does land with the CZ, though, and it's going to send a fantastic nade in the way of KZY and shoots him through the box. So they've got the bomb down, but that might just be all they get, as JW is still alive, and they're going for the bomb plant. Chris J gets him down, though, and now a one-on-one. But JW pushes through and gets it. Does he have enough time?
Yep.
Wow, JW.
Ace as well, by the way.
4. Ace. Wow, okay. What do we analyse there, man? Is the fact that JW is just ridiculously good, or did Mousesports throw that one?
Again, column A, column B. We saw, was it KZY who shot his teammate through the smoke?
Yeah, and
just randomly.
And they left CT completely exposed. And
yeah,
exactly. Tabson planted the bomb, and he didn't even look CT. So,
again,
yeah,
these are mistakes that you just don't expect Mousesports to make. Honestly, you know, they've played so well in this tournament. I'm not taking anything away from them, but against Fnatic, they are looking very ordinary right now. Still early days in this best of 3. But this is their map. Fnatic chose Cash, which is going to come up next. And Crims is going to get the upper hand on Legia. Was really butchered in the process. Only 5 HP remaining. But still gets the kill. Pronax falls down. JW lurking around the connector with an orb. He's going to spot a play. Actually misses the shot. And considering that he's on 14 frags, you expect him to land that every day of the week. So Mousesports, they have an extra lifeline. They can potentially win this round. And if they can win the rest to make it 10-5... they're still in this game, but JW's going to say, nope, I missed 1 shot, I'm not going to miss 2. There is Crims as well, and it's all down to KZY and Chris J.
With very low health, and they pretty much know where they're going, where they are, so very, very unlikely. Flusher is probably just going to get this frag any second. Nice flick. Just showcasing his aim a little bit there, but it's kind of irrelevant, as they now are on 11 rounds to Mousesports 1. So those of you that betted in Fnatic's favour will certainly be jumping with joy right now, as they are kind of proving us right that they are the favourites going into this. But you said it, it's Mousesports' map, and you'd expect them to put up a lot more of a fight. This is it's majorly one-sided, but they are going for the buy. Pronax just pushed up aggressively. Alu's not wise to it. He was in exactly the same place, and he
Yeah.
got Alu last time.
Exactly.
Alu did not check that spot, but he is top fragging for his team, so I'm not going to have too much of a go at him. But look at JW. He's just been allowed to run through mid. That shouldn't happen, man. I think Mousesports, they're not playing like Mousesports should be right now.
I just don't think they're expecting that. And JW just super aggressive play. Pronax, though, probably feels a bit disappointed with himself after that one. But can we see JW flush it and Olafmeister clutch it once again? Bomb will be planted. There's JW. We'll pick up the first one. It's all on KZY. Hasn't performed brilliantly this evening in either of the games we've seen. And JW gets his 18th frag on the board. 11.
He's on point.
1 will become 12-1. And what can you say? The stats don't lie. This has been very one-sided, as you said before.
Yeah, and when JW's hitting shots like that, it's yeah, I guess pretty scary. And I say that about a lot of players on Fnatic, but it's true, man. They're like conceived of so many great players. This lineup is brimming with raw talent, and now they've kind of got a little bit more organised. And Pronax is the in-game leader. They look like a well-oiled machine. Oh my God, Alu is going to stop me talking, get me shouting with those two lovely AK headshots. That's going to give him the entrance that his team needs as Chris J gets another. Alu's going to find himself his third. Brilliant stuff from the Finn. Olafmeister is the last man and he has found one frag, but hopefully, for Mousesports' sake, that would be the last one, but it's not as he gets another with that flick, this sexy counter-strike. I tell you what, if he gets this clutch, the mental damage Mousesports will incur from this is just going to be a bit too much for them. So they need to win this, man.
I'm still shell-shocked from that shot I just saw Olafmeister pull off. Unbelievable. He's going to die because Chris J from the window is just going to peek him. But still, Olafmeister, if he clutched that, I agree. That would have been highlight reel worthy. And the thing is, he actually spammed through the box and he was very close to connecting that shot, which would have taken it down to 1v1. And then who knows what would have happened. 12-2. All things considered, Mousesports, this has still been a horrendous half 4. The best case scenario is a 12-3, and that's just, it's simply not good enough.
You know, Ali's on 15-12, and the next man down's on 9, and the rest of them are on like 4 and 3 and stuff. So Ali's really stepped up. So, I mean, kudos to him. But the rest of his team just haven't really shown up on this first map, and this is a best of 3, as we keep saying. And this is the first map, so well, Crimped is just going to find himself an AWPer in apps. That shouldn't be that easy, but it would seem to be. And JW is going to find himself 2. KZY gets 1, but as you like to say, drop in the ocean does not matter at all. And I wasn't expecting that to last so little. What am I saying? To not last longer. 13 rounds on the CT side. I'm losing words here because, I mean, genuinely, I'm a little bit speechless. I expected a lot more from Mousesports.
Yeah, me too. When we saw on Skype, you know, the map pool being discussed and which maps were going to be played, and we saw Mouse pick Mirage, I was like, all right, fair enough. I think it'll be a very close map. Fnatic will probably edge it, but it's going to be like a 16-13 kind of scoreline. Nope, not even close. And even if Mousesports win the pistol round, they're going to have to win. For me personally, they're going to have to win like 5 or 6 rounds in a row to even have a glimmer of hope of this map.
At least, yeah. I mean, 13, that's 3 off the victory. You literally get the pistol round and convert it and you've won. So, I mean, Fnatic in the best possible position. Well, 2 rounds off the best, literally, possible position, which would be 15. But 13-2 is not a scoreline we see a lot. It really is complete domination on Mirage. So, on that note, I will remind you guys that we're going to be doing some giveaways. So we're going to be giving away the M4A4 Asimov ×2. So the first way you can win it is by just following the stream, following the channel at hitbox.tv/CS Arena. And the second way is going to be you just subscribe. We're going to be doing a subscriber-only giveaway of the same skin. Also head over to @JonoWhiting. I'm going to be doing a skin giveaway. And that's going to be coming up after this best of 3. And Metas, at this rate, it's not going to be that long till we get there.
Definitely not. If they win this pistol round, it's pretty much done and dusted already. And that's going to be massive psychological pounding that Mousesports will take, because then we're off into cash that Fnatic picked, and they're a team that's quite brutal on that map. So let's see, though. Let's see. Are Mousesports going to pull off an incredible comeback? We saw an incredible comeback 2 days ago with that team in London Conspiracy. I don't think Fnatic will let things slip as much, though. However, flashbangs, smokes, all firing out onto A. They're putting the set piece into effect. Beautiful smoke screen that they've got down right now. They've left CT open, but it doesn't matter. Nobody's there for Mousesports. Bomb's going to get planted, spamming through the smoke towards window and jungle, and Crims will claim that first frag. And already, this is looking completely secure for Fnatic. And they got another 2 kills on the board, make that another 3. All on Tabson. He's going to get 1, going to get 2. Nice start from him, but unfortunately he ran out of steam and he ran out of life. 14-2 the score.
So Mousesports there, they left the door open and they put doormat out and they put a sign saying, "Please come in, there's nobody in. Please keep our house warm. We're going to be gone for a little while, so can you just babysit our site," basically. Like, can you site sit the A bombs? Like, literally, there was nobody, there was like one person there in CT. They stacked so heavily towards mid and B, they completely left B exposed. And, well, don't you just know, Fnatic find that weakness, they find that hole, and they walk in and take the first round, which, as you said, sees them now on 14, which means just 2 more, and they're through. Sorry, onto the second map. Getting ahead of myself, but this eco round actually hasn't turned out so badly for Mousesports, as they've wow, Chris J with 2 deagle shots, one after another, click click boom, and now Tabson and Chris J are going to be facing off against Olifmeister, and Chris J finds it. Wow, I probably shouldn't have waffled on as long as I did there. Fantastic eco round, and that's the answer that they needed. Still 14-3. It's only their 3rd round on the whole map, but a lovely round nonetheless.
Yeah, fantastic individual play from Chris J, but it's difficult. I'm going to sound like a right old grumpy so-and-so by saying this, but it's difficult to get hyped because they're still so far behind. They're a country mile behind. And is that me lagging on the server, or are you also getting that?
I don't think I am for once. So, oh, my internet's better than yours? No, it can't be.
Interesting.
So, well, we'll figure it out. But the push on middle from Fnatic is going to be taking place. They're going to be taking their time with it. They just want to get control of that short area, and indeed they have done that. So the smoke is going to allow them to cross over and not be shot from connector. But Alu is in window, and he's definitely going to be doing some shooting. He is on form, and he's already found himself 1 in this round. KZY is going to take down JW. Remember, this is just an eco round, so expect Mousesports to get it. But if they can do it without dropping any members, it would obviously do wonders for their economy, and might just set them up for the C word. Should we not say it? Should we not tempt fate? I don't know.
I don't know. When we use that word, people get angry in chat. So maybe we should wait till double digits and then we'll start saying the C word. I
nearly said it. I was like,
at first I was like, my mind went to really dirty places. I was like, we probably shouldn't say that because it's kind of rude. And then I realised what you meant. Either way, Chris J is going to chime in for a double, and that is going to be 14-4. 10-round deficit.
Yeah, big deficit. 10-round deficit on Mirage is you know, if it were on Nuke, and we just switched over having Mousesports being on the Terry side of Nuke, then maybe that would be a bit more reasonable. But let me reiterate, this is the most even map in the whole pool, so I cannot understate the lead that Fnatic have right now, and they're going to be just going for a straight B play here. This is actually an opportunity for Mousesports to show us a little bit of CT prowess and hold this with a fantastic grenade. That's certainly going to give them a good chance of cleaning up here. And Legia just picking them off, easy as you like. And indeed, it should be a clean sweep, and it is. So great round from the Germans. They don't drop a member. And, well, if they continue on like this, then they'll win. But they need to win every single round.
Yeah, they can't afford to make any mistakes, whereas Fnatic have such a huge buffer of rounds. You know, they're still 9 ahead right now, that they're not too bothered by this. You know, when we start to get towards 10, I think that's where the nerves will start to creep in. But for now, they're not too bothered, I'd imagine. Olifmeister's going to go and run interference in Palace and try and show himself, make as much noise as possible. It doesn't matter if JW's just got a double headshot. 24, 10, 11 are his stats. He's been involved in 34 frags, if you can believe that. And he is playing phenomenally well. He has been silenced, though. Chris J gets his double. He's really stepped up to the plate these last few rounds. But is it too little, too late, as far as the Germans are concerned? Chris J has been dropped himself, though. Down to a 2 versus 2. Prodax is being engaged on from the back. And Alu does get the frag after dying. So, grenade from the grave. KZY up against Olifmeister. Olifmeister has 9 more frags than his counterpart. But he also is potentially going to get himself picked. No, KZY had the positioning. He saw Olafmeister in enough time to pick up that frag. And now Olafmeister has so much time to play with. 46 seconds, he gets the kill! And I've got to say, KZY, you really should have had that one in the bag.
I agree, absolutely, mate. It's, I'm disappointed. He heard him where he was, and obviously that allowed him to basically just sit on the bomb and be completely sure of where he was coming from. So he had the angle, okay? And then he did that smoke, which was actually a good idea, because that means that Olafmeister kind of has to come to him, and if he wants to do that, because the clock was winding down, he would have to go through a smoke, and that eliminates a few angles if KZY didn't want to peek it, but he crouched out of it. And here we go, in the push, Fnatic just taking this A-bomb site, and by the way, they are on the 15th round, so Mousesports, now with just 2 members remaining, are on the verge of losing this first map. So Chris J, can he connect? No, he can't. That's going to be him down. And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen. 16-5 is the first map score. GG's called out. But Metas, you've got to feel Mousesports will not actually mean that.
I'm sorry, I'm just laughing.